Some economists are saying, though, that it may well have to be a two-speed or two-stage euro, that the northern European countries where the economies are more aligned perhaps would work better, and then the southern belt, if you like, the Mediterranean belt, would have to have a second-tier currency.
That's an interesting idea. Anybody who looks at the current mathematics of the Greek situation can see that if the current deal, which the member states thought a year ago would work, which most of us thought would not work, if this new revised 2.0 deal doesn't work, then how to manage the consequences of that are difficult to actually see in detail. I mean, it's not even inconceivable that some sort of procedure for a managed withdrawal from the eurozone of problem members may have to be agreed at some stage in the future.
What is the problem? Is it the problem about the euro itself and the speed of the European economies, or are there particular individual problems, particularly with Greece? No manufacturing base to speak of. The tax take is pretty dire. The middle class certainly are used to getting around the various tax laws. And perhaps the same of others. Portugal as well, people say.
Sure. Well, what we have here is a currency designed along sort of monetarist fundamentalist principles that would work well in a well-run country with an excellent public administration and a thrifty, hard-working people. Now, I don't want to sound stereotypical because the average Greek works hard. It's that their whole system needs radical reform, the kind of radical reform that can't happen in 3 to 5 years, that needs a generational shift. And the problem is that the weaker economies on the periphery, including Portugal and Ireland, not just Greece, are at risk of stagnating under the current terms of the bailout.
So in the short term, we've got Papandreou reshuffling the cabinet. The finance minister's been moved on or sacked, some would say. He's got a confidence vote, I think, on Tuesday. Will that make any difference in terms of domestic politics there?
Well, it certainly might make some difference, because what Papandreou has had to do is appoint a rival, a person who is critical of the austerity measures, as his finance minister, i.e. he has done a usual Greek political trick of co-opting the opposition. So how his new finance minister develops into his role will be absolutely crucial to whether or not Papandreou can continue to... Last week we felt he was losing the Greek street. And if he loses the Greek streak completely, then we have a complete disconnect between politics and the technocrats who are trying to save the Greek economy.
Hugo, for the moment, it's frightening but fascinating. Thanks very much indeed for joining us there in Brussels. Thanks very much indeed.